Hello everybody, I have got a treat for us today. What I'm going to make is some homemade chicken noodle soup. So we have a Costco Rotisserie Chicken here that we had a meal out of, and I went ahead and picked, so you could see right now we picked, but what I have left is the bones of that chicken. So I'm going to pop that in. That makes a fantastic base for this soup. The flavoring from the chicken, as well as a little bit left of the skin, not much, but that's an awesome base to start with. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cover that chicken breast or chicken bone with water. This is such a healthy option for those of you that like to know exactly what's in your broth. You can control the amount of salt, of spices, whatever goes into it, you are aware of. So we just add water until that chicken bone is covered. Now, you guys, I know it'll make a lot, but I freeze this, and then when recipes call for chicken broth, I am so lucky that I actually have some on hand. We're going to go ahead and light the fire, not super high, but we're going to get things going here. I'm going to add a little more water, but in the meantime, I'm going to chat with you guys about what we add. So one ingredient to add is celery. You do include the leaves in this. It does add a little bit of flavor, so I just tend to chop it up and it goes right in. Same thing. 2 will give a good flavor. Now you guys, another trick that I do is I save some of the celery stalks that I'm not going to use, and I freeze them so that when it comes time for soup, if I don't have it fresh from the store, because these leaves, you know, we don't always eat. So I just add some frozen, which is pretty nice. So there's some celery. Next ingredient I'm going to go ahead and add is an onion. And you guys, you know what I'm going to do with this onion? I am quartering it, but the leaves, the peel, is staying on. And it's going in to the broth, skin on. Okay, I washed it first, so it's been cleaned. We're gonna add a little more water. Now typically we get this started early in the morning. There we go. We get it started early in the morning and it will simmer all day. Your house will smell amazing when you're done. This is garlic. We also keep peels on this garlic. Peel and everything goes in, okay? Next thing we're gonna do is we are gonna add some salt to this broth. You guys, the smell that gives in this house while it's simmering is awesome. So it's up to you to pick what flavoring you like. Now, you know, we are sort of a dump everything and go for chicken broth, and it works. So whatever you feel like flavoring with. I have some black pepper. Sprinkle that in. We have some, some oregano. Sprinkle a little bit of that. I am going to see if I can grab some fresh parsley, but in the meantime, we can add some dry. Fresh is always better, you guys, if you have it. Grab some and throw it in. The next thing I'm going to add some Italian seasoning. Okay, so this simmers, and when it's gotten halfway through, or when we're done, basically, I do go ahead and strain everything. So here is my bag of goodies, frozen bag of goodies for a soup. I'm going to add I'm not sure how many of you do this, but I like to add tomatoes. So all those tomatoes that we get from our garden that we don't quite use, I don't like to throw out. So I go ahead and freeze them. I also use frozen peppers. Does anyone else use peppers in their broth? So this is a frozen pepper. Guess what, you guys? I'm gonna throw it in. It's gonna be a little hard to chop, but we could dice it up into smaller pieces, and in it goes. Okay, that's that. We're gonna add, we talked about tomatoes. I throw any kind. Grape tomatoes, whole tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, whatever I have on hand. Once they get soft, I'll go in and I'll chop them up a bit. So that's going to add some flavoring. Another favorite ingredient to throw into a soup broth as it's preparing are carrots. So it's up to you whether or not you want to save these, but they get pretty soft. If you're not using the broth right away, like I said, I typically strain this stuff and then put them in freezer-safe containers, put the broth in freezer-safe containers, have it on hand for my next recipe. I love it. It's super easy. And like I said, you're going to lower the heat and just let it simmer all day. Stir it here and there. Let the fragrances fill your home. But other than that, this doesn't get much easier. Okay. Look at this. Yummy. All right, so we have carrots, celery, tomatoes, peppers, garlic, onion, a big old chicken. You guys, I can already smell. Yum, yum. All right, so the next thing, because we like a little bit more flavor, guess what I have? I have frozen hot peppers. So as we know, the seeds are what causes the heat. So what I like to do is just take one, and again, it's frozen, so its slice is not too bad. But we're gonna go ahead, I'm actually going to put quite a bit in. So I'm going to, you can see the seeds are there. I'm going to go around the seeds just so I don't overdo the heat. For the kids or my elderly mom, that would not result very well. Okay, so that's a jalapeno pepper from the garden that I froze. And then the ingredient that goes in most sauces or mixes or anything, a bay leaf. I'm going to go ahead and throw a bay leaf in the bottom. And we're going to let it simmer. So like I said, these tomatoes will get soft, and I'll smash them up, and their fragrance will, or their aroma, their flavor will go into this mix. You want to gauge what you're adding based on the amount of water in your pot. So this has quite a bit of water. So I do need to add quite a bit of flavoring ingredients as a result. So you guys, that's really it. We're gonna come back and check on it in a little bit. We'll smell the flavors. We'll see what else we have to add. I'm gonna go check if I have some parsley. But in the meantime, this is what's happening. I'm gonna lower the heat to simmer. You could see everything starting to go. I could hear it bubbling. Simmer, put the lid on. Where did I put the lid, you guys? Here it is. Lid on. And like I said, nothing prides me more than being able to cook a healthy homemade meal for my children. So if this allows for me to know I'm giving them wholesome, fresh, clean chicken broth added to a recipe that they love, I'm all for it. Doesn't take long, but it sure does produce flavors that you will love. All right. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or if you guys add anything else to your chicken broth while you're making it, I'd love to know. I'd love to try different things. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Look at this, you guys. Yum.